Guess what? You're being lied to. Large garden brands want you to believe that your plants need lots of expensive fertilizer to survive.
But what if I told you that some of the best fertilizers in the world are already growing in your backyard, and they cost absolutely nothing?
So today, we're going to show you how to make your own powerful liquid fertilizers at home for free. And stick around, because we got a backup plan for you at the end of this video.
Many store-bought fertilizers actually work. They can make your plants grow, but here's the catch. They feed the plant directly. They don't feed the soil.
But here at Soilsisters, we don't feed the plants. We feed the soil, and then the soil feeds the plants.
And soil is a living ecosystem. It contains bacteria and fungi, worms, microorganisms, and organic matter, and billions of tiny helpers working together.
So when you focus on feeding the plant, you're not considering the soil's ecosystem.
Over time, your plants get dependent on store-bought fertilizers instead of your soil becoming resilient and taking care of itself. And that's the cycle that many gardeners get trapped in.
So why are we talking about liquid fertilizers today? Because they work fast.
Unlike solid fertilizers that need time to break down, liquid fertilizers move into the soil quickly. So when do we use liquid fertilizers here at Soilsisters? When planting seedlings in the garden? Anytime we transplant a plant into a pot, or from the pot into a larger pot or into the garden. Or anytime our plants need a little boost.
And we give our vegetables liquid fertilizer approximately every 3 weeks during the season.
The first liquid fertilizer we're going to make is probably one of my favorite ones, and it's probably one of the easiest ones to do too, and it's compost tea or manure tea. So you're going to get some manure, and you can use any kind of manure. You can use cow manure, horse manure, chicken manure, rabbit manure, sheep manure. This is a mix of horse, cow, and chicken. So you're going to pour the manure into a bucket. So the next thing you're going to do is fill it up with water. So once you've filled up the bucket with water, you're going to put a lid on it. And you're going to put it in a shady spot for about 2 weeks. And as it sits, the nutrients are going to move into the water, and think of it as brewing a giant cup of tea. So the second liquid fertilizer you can make at home is weed tea. So when you weed your garden, you can take your weeds and put them in a bucket. You can also use grasses, and you can also use stinging nettles if you have any. Stinging nettles are great because they're full of nutrients for your vegetable garden. So pour water over the weeds and fill up the bucket. Now, if you don't have a lid, you can also just use a piece of wood and put it on top and let it sit for 2 weeks at least in a shady spot.
You just turned a garden problem, weeds, into plant food.
The third liquid fertilizer you can make at home is one from your kitchen scraps. So these are my kitchen scraps, and in here are eggshells, there's some old bread, banana peel, veggies, and fruit. So what I'm going to do next is pour some water in this bucket. Fill it up with water and put a lid on it and let that sit for at least 2 weeks. After your liquid fertilizers have been sitting for 2 weeks or longer, you're going to use a watering can and dilute it. 1 part liquid fertilizer concentrate and 9 parts water, approximately. And this goes for any type of liquid fertilizer you make at home, whether you're making composted manure tea, whether you're making weed tea, nettle tea, or tea from food scraps.
These fertilizers work really well, but they stink. Ugh.
So always put a lid on it, keep it away from the house, and don't spill it on your clothes. And trust me on the last one. What you're going to do is give each plant a little bit of liquid fertilizer. And always water afterwards, because you want the nutrients to sink far down into the soil. and water thoroughly. So you're going to have to give your plants liquid fertilizer in the mornings or in the evenings because you have to water afterwards. But a quick tip, do it right before it rains because then you don't have to water.
So here's our backup plan because sometimes life gets really busy. Our backup plan is always organic liquid seaweed fertilizer. And that is linked in the description below, the exact one that we use. And follow the dilution instructions on the bottle. So remember, the goal isn't just growing plants. The goal is building soil. So in our next video, we're going to talk about everything you need to know to grow successful tomatoes. We're going to talk about pruning, watering, care, and more. To all of you that have been following us and all of you that have watched this video today, it's getting very hot here. For the summer, we're going to post a video every other week because we need to slow down. And stay tuned for this September because we're going to launch a series called Harvest University. And we're going to show you how to save seeds, harvest vegetables, store vegetables, and we're also going to give away all our favorite recipes.
So before you go out and buy expensive store-bought fertilizers, look around your garden. You probably already have the ingredients for some free fertilizers at home.
So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to press the like button. And also, if you want to follow us on our journey here in Mallorca, don't forget to subscribe.
So remember, healthy soil equals healthy plants equals healthy food. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time.